Hey guys, we cannot get away with not creating. We are always creating. Every single thought, every single decision that we make, every single step that we take in our life is a direct creation and co-creation with our creator. And that being said, so many people identify with the way that they create in life. And that can look like they're creating from a dark space, that can look like they're creating from a light space, or anything in between. But for the purposes of this video, I want to share something with you about your intention behind creating. Two of my kids go to a arts middle school, and my son, for a while when he started at the school, was delving into this image of the poor starving artist, the I have to be dark in order to fit in. So all of his creations were a direct byproduct of the identity that he wanted to have. He wanted to fit in with this dark generation, as which one of their teachers mistakenly called them. So his idea of being an artist, which we all are, artists of our own life, whether we want to stake that claim or not, that's what we are. He believed that he had to be dark. So all of his creations were from a dark place. I wrote that teacher and I asked them to please plant the seed that artistry doesn't have to come from the medium of the dark. So if the universe is 70% dark matter, like hell is being in that 70% and recognizing that what we don't, like what we're afraid of, hell is fear, period. What we're afraid of is just implies that we're looking through the lens of the vantage point of the dark. And if you close your eyes, there is so much light, like little pebbles of light in the darkness, and when you look at it long enough, you recognize that the entire darkness of your eyes being closed can be the light. So when he stepped into this space of creating from the void, I would say, of existence, I felt it was really important to let him know that you can be an artist of your authentic, powerful self as well, not just like this dark, I am void of something, so I'm going to create from the void. You can also create from the fullness of the self, and that is called extension. That's extending yourself into the world, and yourself in that it's your highest self, your powerful self. It's the ultimate, like, I am bringing my soul into my body and embodying myself and then extending myself into the world. I want him to create like that, okay? So one of the things that we tend to do as human beings, especially if we have been through, I don't know, American lifestyle, I guess, or who have had a lot of pressure on us ourselves or from others to be good, we thrive on challenges. And we, in a crisis, we probably become very calm, like, this is happening around me. But when it's calm, we are searching for challenges. And that is a way of creating, for sure. Like, okay, a challenge after challenge. I am saying basically to the universe, I need a challenge for me to make a move in my life. And from that move, then I need another challenge for me to make a move. And when we operate from the paradigm of, I require a challenge in order to become like fully myself, or to make a move and a decision in my life, we're kind of operating from the dark spaces of our artistry. And there is a space of quiet and a place that we can come to of, oh, I am actually not in the quiet. It's challenging at first to be in the quiet because we want the challenge. And then we're like challenged that we're not having the challenge, right? And then there's the quiet, and then there's the voice that comes up. That's you. That's like, oh, hey, I have an idea for you to extend into the world. And that is the truth of inspiration, because when inspiration as an artist of life comes from the challenge, we are also creating that challenge to find that inspiration. But when inspiration comes from the depths of the self that has become quiet and has sat through the space of, I'm learning to relax, I'm learning to not have to do, I'm learning to surrender to the flow that is, that's a challenge for the past egoic minded person who's always rushing to validate their existence. So what my intention is in this video is to share with you that sitting through that challenge of not being challenged at a time when everything feels like, it's good, there's no challenges, and that's freaking weird. The other side of that is a quiet space of honest to God inspiration. That just, it's you that comes through. It's not, I'm responding to the world and that's where I'm getting my inspiration, or I'm responding to the challenge and that's moving me to the next thing. It's yourself going, hey, holy shit, I'm here. Like, let's play with this. Because in the non-challenge, you don't get to be distracted from yourself. So many of us negate our power to the distractions that we give in our lives by creating challenges. So we have to attend to those challenges in a physical way. But when we don't create those challenges, we get to attend, and we have no choice but to attend to the self that is asking to be heard. So that's something to consider in the way that you are creating your life. Hopefully you are creating it from the light spaces of yourself so you can get to the quiet and ultimately express and extend yourself into all of your choices and actions, and not the fearful self that we may or may not be creating from on a pretty persistent basis. So I hope this was beneficial to you. And I also want to say, guys, thank you so much for being in my life, because I have been on-demand breastfeeding, and I am a life coach, so I work from home and I write from home, and dude, it feels isolating. And then I'll get a new subscriber, or I'll get somebody who reaches out and says, thank you, so glad you showed up in my life the way that you did when you did. And I just gotta say, I don't feel so lonely. I know that we're out there. So I felt inspired to get behind the camera today and reach out and just say, truly, thanks for being you in the world. And I don't see numbers when I look at the new subscribers coming in. I'm like, oh my God, that's somebody cool. I love it. So thank you for being on my journey with me. Have a good day, guys. Mwah.